Hello and welcome back. This is video number 3, and we're going to talk about teaser examples part number 1. So to better understand how you can create your very own teaser videos, we want to take a look at two media forms. So I mentioned briefly how movie trailers and short written pay-per-click ads are great examples of teasers, or essentially trying to invoke the emotion of curiosity. Now, you might be thinking, well, movie trailers make sense because that has to do with video, but why are we focusing on short written ads? Well, there is a reason for this madness, but any type of video always starts with a written outline. It doesn't matter what video it is. This includes movie trailers, video sales letters, teaser videos, review videos, or any type of video. They always start with an outline. Even this video course started with an outline. So you got to understand the video creation process is actually very, very easy to do. Even if it's a cinematic video, you can always outsource that to somebody who really knows what they're doing, but they're going to need to know the outline. If you think about movies and how they are created, they all need storyboarding. So when movie creators get together, they don't just go ahead and shoot a video, right? They piece together a storyboard and they think, well, this scene would fit better before this scene, or this scene would fit better or after this scene, right? So same thing applies in the teaser video. You need to have an outline, and once you have that outline, it's going to be a lot easier to know, okay, what do I put here, what do I put there, and all that, right? So that's why having an outline takes away the burden of knowing what to do. And I'll show you later in the feature videos, when it comes time to creating the videos and extracting the video snippets from the course, how easy that is, assuming the video course has been created properly. And properly, I mean that the course has an introduction, some sort of getting started, some highlights, and it's good. It's a good course that has maybe some screen capture, or screen capture meaning it's showing something in action. So PowerPoint slides like this, or presentation or Prezi slides like this are great, but in terms of highlights, you want to try to show something in action. So if you think about movie trailers, for example, they often show the most highlighted or the action-oriented parts of the whole movie. So very, very similar process in that. So as you can imagine, there is going to be homework involved in this video course. It's not about you just watching this course and that's it. We really want you to watch, jot down, create your own outline, and implement so that you can begin to create your own teaser video to sell the action of getting on to your email list and then warming them up later. So as you can imagine, your future homework in this case will be to create a written outline for your teaser video. It's not going to be right now, it's going to be later on, but we're going to build up onto that. And I really want you to remove the video creation process out of your mind for just a second, because I've noticed that that in itself typically makes people overwhelmed. So we don't want you to be overwhelmed. Just think about the idea of learning how to create an outline right now. That's all I want you to think about right now. So the point here is to look behind the video and look at the goal that you want to achieve, and of course how you intend to achieve that goal. So let's start with short written ads, and then of course in the next video we'll focus on movie trailers. So what I want you to do is go to any news station website and look for what we call advertorials. Now, if you don't necessarily know what they are, they're basically short ads that are disguised as news items, but really the goal of them is to sell a different product that has nothing to do with that news item at the end of the day. So the ads themselves are really good because no matter how outrageous they are, they get the click. So sometimes you'll go to these ads and they'll say stuff like the cure for cancer or something like that. And even though they're outrageous, the whole goal here is just to analyze them enough that you understand how to invoke curiosity. That doesn't mean you have to be unethical and make these outrageous claims. The goal is to understand how they're invoking curiosity and how you can do that in an ethical way yourself. And don't worry, we'll go through the process of creating an outline and all that later down the road. So that is your goal, is to get the click and get somebody to sign up on your email list, right? It's not to sell, it's just to get the click and get them to be interested enough to sign up so that you can warm them up and sell them later. So rather than talk about this more, it's going to be easier if I show it to you in action. So let's head on over to the computer and I'm going to show you a news station website and other websites where you can find these advertorials to understand how to invoke the powerful emotion of curiosity. Okay, so most of the time you're going to find these advertorial ads at news sites, and they particularly like news sites because they typically blend in as news. So what I want you to do is go to CNN.com or even go to FoxNews.com or a big site. So I chose these sites to show you where they're located. Now, what I noticed is when I went to FoxNews.com, they weren't on the front page. You kind of have to go to a smaller page, so you have to kind of click through to one of the news items, and typically they're going to be located at the very bottom. Now, due to FTC rules, they have to say advertisement on them or even sponsored ads. So if you scroll down to the bottom here, you're going to see stuff like sponsored stories by Outbrain. So Outbrain is one of them. Taboola is another one. That's Taboola. These are basically sites that showcase advertorials. So if you scroll down, you're going to see stuff like sponsored stories you may like, ad content by Outbrain. These are advertorials. So you're going to notice that they purposely make them look like news items because they blend into the news. So the more that you can make them look less salesy, essentially, the more you're going to get the click. So you got to think about your surroundings. You got to think about where your teaser videos are going to be located. And you got to make them less salesy. So the more they look like either news items or educational or something of that nature, the more you're going to get the click, the more you're going to get people to sign up on your email list. So let's take a look at some of them. So we can see here, this one says, Joel's yacht makes the Titanic look like a raft. So you can see that they're short and sweet. You only get one sentence long and they get the click. So it says, minutes before wedding, bride grabs groom's shaky hand and realizes the truth about him. So even though stuff sounds outrageously crazy, it gets the click. So you might think, well, isn't that kind of clickbaity? Yeah, it can be, but when you click through, you'll notice there's a bigger advertorial, which is a longer ad. It says glasses, wearers are going crazy over this website. It says locate anyone by entering their name. This is addicting. Dell has your ideal precision workstation. This baby elephant decided to spend his last days alongside this creature. It's kind of sad, but the point of this is just to see what kind of headline grabs you and then click in. So let's just click one of these. I'm sure this is selling like eyewear. So it says Glasses USA, Herald Weekly, Science Lot, Dell. So you can see who is the advertiser that is selling these items. So let's just click one of these. This one here. So this says 7 reasons why you should buy glasses online. Interesting. So what's interesting about that is it directed me straight from that ad directly to the website. And then it directs you to somewhat of an educational article. So 7 reasons why to buy your glasses online. So obviously from this point over here, if we analyze this, it says glasses wears. It's calling out the person. So if you're a person who wears glasses, this would attract you, right? So when you click that, you're brought over here and you're brought over to an article. So if you think of it, you can either think of these ads as kind of teasers to get people over to your, maybe your opt-in page, your lead magnet of some sort. So maybe you have a teaser video that directs people to a lead magnet, and the lead magnet in this case is the 7 reasons to buy your glasses online. Or maybe your teaser video is the 7 reasons to buy your glasses online. So I want you to go here just to get an idea of how it invokes curiosity. So obviously we don't need to make these outrageous claims, but as you can see, this one here, it shouts out the audience. It says, hey, so-and-so being the audience that you want to grab in. So we can see here, we go down here, it says sponsored stories. So these sponsored stories are ads, and you can see the advertisers. So we have LCM Health, it's probably some weight loss pill. More disturbing, controversial photos that were recently declassified. How far does 1 million go in retirement? So if I were to click on this, this is the assumption that we grab somebody who is interested in making money during the retirement. And obviously we can see Fisher Investments are the people that are selling. So if we click on this, let's see what we get. Remember, we're just analyzing these ads and not necessarily trying to copy them by any means. We're just trying to get an idea of what stands out. So it says Fisher Investments. It's obvious to me that these are ads, but they're directing them directly to their website, to an article. So is it time to retire? Your retirement goals, needs, time, horizon are important factors in developing an appropriate retirement investment strategy. You can download this lead magnet for free. So this is a good example of having an ad go straight to, it looks like an opt-in page. So this is a perfect example. So you could even look through and get examples of how they are selling their lead magnet. So we can see download free. We click on this, and then it looks like we get directed to a opt-in form. So that's interesting. But you see how the ad itself is very crucial. It may not call somebody out, but it definitely attracts a specific type of person who has a specific type of need. So that could be the initial headline that you have, or initial intro that you have in your teaser video. So let's jot that down as we're going through here. So we have the initial headline or sentence. It grabs a specific audience or specific person that the video course, in our case, solves. So in this case, we saw the glasses wearers, and then we saw the people who are interested in retirement. And we noticed that the ad went straight to a free report on retirement, and then it went to a opt-in form. The glasswares, on the other hand, went straight to a article on 7 ways or 7 reasons to buy eyeglasses online. So Just by doing this and jotting things down and what stood out to you, you'll start to see some patterns here. So let's take a look at another thing. Let's go to CNN.com. So on CNN.com, I noticed that if you go to the front page and you scroll down, you'll see stuff like advertisement. And we scroll down, you start to see stuff like paid partner content. So a lot of times you'll see the vendor or the advertiser's name so that you know that it is an ad. Because there's got to be a way to differentiate between a real news article and a ad. So if we keep scrolling down, let's see what we get. So we got videos, paid content. All right, paid content. So it says here's what an online college degree should cost in 2018. 32 rare photos of Woodstock not suitable for history books. Unexpected luxury Columbia senior living apartments. Okay, so let's just click this one. And if you notice, it connects to outbrain.com and then it directs people to this link. And this link is dead. So whoever's running this ad is obviously spending money and doesn't even realize that their website is down. So that's not good for them. So let's go down here. So who knows how much money they're spending too, especially if they're on CNN.com. So it says how to pay your house ASAP. It's so simple. Okay, so game changer. Okay, so if I were to click this, obviously I would be interested in paying my house mortgage off as soon as possible. So let's click on that and see what we get. So why don't banks want homeowners to use this free government program? So essentially what they're doing here is they're calling out a common enemy, which is the banks. They're saying the banks don't want you to know this, but we're here to help you know about this. So essentially what they're coming across as kind of the hero at the end of the day. So it says over 3 million Americans agree that refinancing with HARP saves money and not surprising, blah, blah, blah. When homeowners first visited the Lending Tree, so we can see that the product that is being sold is by Lending Tree. So they're being shown kind of as the savior or the hero in this case. When homeowners first visited Lending Tree, blah, blah, blah. If you scroll down enough, you'll start to see like they're going to be promoting their product. So instantly find out if you're eligible. How does this benefit you? Here's how you do it. You click the link, the map below. Once you go through a few questions, you'll have the opportunity to compare the quotes from multiple lenders. Interesting. So they're telling you what to expect ahead of time. And that's part of transparency. So we know that they're being transparent. Your teaser video wants to be transparent, but it's also telling them what to do. So let me jot that down. So we have, in this case, mortgage, house, payment, or payoff. And then they're directed to an article on how to find out if you're eligible. And at the end of the article, tells people what to expect. And that's good because then you're being transparent and then you're telling people what to expect, what they're going to get, and all that. So if you have that as a video and as a teaser, then people know to expect, okay, if I sign up on your email list, I'm going to get XYZ, right? So that's part of transparency. So let's take a look at patterns here. If we take a look at patterns here, we can see that they all start with an ad, but the ad isn't just an ad. The ad is going to ask a question. So it asks a question that only and only the audience that you are targeting understands. So in this case, we need to think of questions that we could potentially ask our audience that only they would understand. Or you can also call them out. So we have an ad. So let's put this here. So step one, and we got an ad. So we need to figure out a headline or a hook. And it could be in the form of ask a question, or it could be in the form of calling out your prospects. In the sense of the glass eyewears, they just said glass wearers and they called us out. So step number two, then we have either you direct them to an article, or in our case, a lead magnet. And maybe on that lead magnet page, you could have something for free, like an article. So we could have an article, and then maybe we send them to a free lead magnet. And you really have to ask yourself, are you dealing with super cold traffic, people that don't even know you, or are you dealing with people who semi-know you or knew you a little bit? If that's the case, then you could essentially skip straight from the ad to the free lead magnet. The only reason why they have the articles in these cases is because most people that are going from these news websites to the ad to the article, they have no earthly idea who these people are. But as you can see, it's short and sweet, and they're creating the article as sort of a buffer to warm the prospect up. So you can see it's short and sweet, gets straight to the point, but it's written sort of in a very educational, non-threatening manner. If we went straight from the ad to the opt-in form, then that would be an issue, and that's something you don't want to do. So all I want you to do is kind of go through here and look for patterns, look for what stands out to you, because the teaser video is sort of a mix of this and a mix of a movie trailer. It's not this alone and movie trailer alone. It's kind of a combination of the two. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what to look for and what you need to do beforehand to get a better idea of what your potential teaser outline would look like. All right, so that's it. Let's move on to the next video.